Not every love story ends in heartbreak. And today, we're choosing happiness. If you're tired of emotional damage, of stories that leave you broken, and couples that never get their happy ending, this video is for you. And trust me, by the end of this list, you'll have at least one new favorite love story. Sometimes, the most unforgettable love stories happen in just one night. Trick is a charming, feel-good romantic comedy, the kind that doesn't rely on tragedy, but on timing, chemistry, and a little bit of chaos. We meet Gabriel, a shy, aspiring musical theater composer living in New York City. He's talented, creative, but when it comes to love, completely out of his depth. Then one night, at a club, he meets Mark, confident, charming, and everything Gabriel isn't. There's an instant spark, a connection that feels easy, natural, exciting. And for once, Gabriel decides to take a chance. Every time they get close to being alone, something gets in the way, and slowly, that perfect moment they were chasing keeps slipping further and further away. But here's where Trick becomes special, because instead of falling apart, their connection grows. Between all the chaos, the conversations become deeper, more honest, more real. And what started as a simple hookup begins to turn into something meaningful. And finally, after everything they've been through, they get their moment. Not rushed, not forced, but earned. And that's why Trick has such a satisfying, happy ending. There's no tragedy, no heartbreak, just two people who met by chance and chose each other. In a world where so many queer stories end in pain, Trick does something refreshing. The movie reminds us, sometimes love doesn't need a grand story, just the right person, at the right time, on one unforgettable night.
Yo, if in 10 years we're both still single, neither of us have found anybody, we'll be boyfriends, a couple, together, forever.
What if your perfect love story has been right in front of you the whole time? The 10-Year Plan is a light, feel-good romantic comedy. The kind that reminds you that sometimes love doesn't need to be found. It just needs to be realized. We meet Miles and Brody, best friends. Complete opposites. Miles is driven, focused, the kind of guy who believes in planning every detail of his life. And Brody? Carefree, charming, living the moment with no real plan at all. But despite their differences, they've always had one thing in common: each other. The 10-Year Plan is a breezy, feel-good gay rom-com built around one irresistible question. What if your soulmate has been right next to you all along? They are best friends who jokingly agree to marry each other if they're still single in 10 years. As the deadline looms, panicked dating, jealousy, and buried feelings bubble to the surface. Audiences tend to embrace the film for its familiar rom-com beats, playful chemistry, and low-stakes charm. The film also picked up Best Screenwriting at Film Out San Diego and an Audience Award at Tampa's LGBTQ Festival, earning its place as a cozy favorite for fans of happy-ending gay romances. Some love stories don't begin with sparks. They begin quietly, slowly, unexpectedly, and before you realize it, they mean everything. From Zero to I Love You is a mature, heartfelt romance, one that explores love in a world where being honest can cost you everything. We meet Pete, a charming young man with a habit of falling for married guys, meets Jack, a closeted man in a seemingly perfect 15-year marriage. As their whirlwind romance ignites, both must navigate the messy realities of love, fidelity, and self-discovery. It reminds us, the best love stories aren't about perfection. They're about finding the courage to finally live your truth. Audiences found the film smart and funny, with many noting its surprising depth and insight into modern queer relationships. Fans especially love the refreshing portrayal of Pete's father, a supportive figure who accepts his son's sexuality but refuses to accept his poor dating choices. This is just one of the many reasons why the film is hopelessly romantic rather than purely tragic.
Chris. I'm gay.
Coming out is never easy, but sometimes the people you're most afraid to tell turn out to be the ones who love you the most. Fourth Man Out is a feel-good comedy with heart, a story about friendship, identity, and the kind of support that can change everything. We meet Adam, a regular guy, works as a mechanic, hangs out with his friends, lives a simple, comfortable life. To everyone around him, everything seems normal, but Adam is hiding something. A truth he's been afraid to say out loud, because he doesn't know how his friends will react. These are his boys, his circle, his safe space, and risking that feels terrifying. But one night, he finally does it. He comes out, and just like that, everything changes. But here's where Fourth Man Out flips the script, because instead of rejection comes support, real support. His friends don't walk away. They step up in their own messy, sometimes clueless way. They decide to help Adam find love. What follows is a series of hilarious and surprisingly heartfelt moments. But beneath all the comedy, there's something deeper, because Adam isn't just learning how to date. He's learning how to be himself. And that's what makes Fourth Man Out such a satisfying, happy ending story. Because the happiness here isn't just about romance. It's about acceptance. They don't just accept him, they celebrate him. And in a world where coming out stories are often filled with pain, this one chooses something different. This reminds us, the right people won't leave when you tell your truth. They'll stand beside you and help you live it. Aichaku is a romance that blossoms over 3 days in rural Chiba, Japan. Lucas, an American teaching English on a shoestring budget, meets Ken, a half-Japanese construction worker with dreams bigger than his small-town life. Through heartfelt conversations about life, hopes, and fears, the two slowly discover a tender, unexpected love. Viewers love the film for its warm, natural performances and the cultural fusion it captures, from language nuances to countryside charm. While the story takes its time to unfold, the chemistry between Lucas and Ken keeps us hooked, making every moment feel authentic. The movie reminds us that love isn't always about grand gestures. Sometimes it's about the people who stay, until you're finally ready to stay too. As a low-budget indie written and directed by Stuart Wade, Say Yes has earned attention for daring to explore emotional fluidity and chosen family in a way that sparks discussion long after the credits roll. It's a feel-good romance, the kind that reminds you that love doesn't have to be complicated. To be real, we meet Gabe, kind, creative, someone who's spent most of his life searching for something more. He believes in love, but finding it, that's been the hard part. Then, he meets Eric, confident, grounded, the kind of person who brings calm into chaos. When Lily learns her cancer is terminal, she makes one final, unexpected wish, that her husband, Bo, and her twin brother, Caden, find love with each other after she's gone. What follows is an intimate, dialogue-driven story about grief, evolving desire, and the many shapes love can take. The movie reminds us, sometimes love isn't about chasing something intense. It's about finding someone who feels like home and choosing them every single day. Turning 30 can do funny things to a person, and in eCupid, it does something downright chaotic. Feeling stuck in both his career and long-term relationship, Marshall impulsively downloads a dating app that promises clarity and delivers total mayhem. This leads to a glossy, tongue-in-cheek spiral of breakups, hookups, and romantic misfires that many viewers find equal parts ridiculous and relatable. Because the app seems to know exactly what he wants. Every match feels better than the last, more exciting, more tempting, and before he realizes it, he's drifting away from what he already has. That's what makes eCupid such a satisfying, happy ending story. Because in the end, it's not about finding someone new. It's about rediscovering what you already have. Filled with campy humor and rapid-fire quips, this old-school rom-com made a splash on the LGBTQ+ festival circuit and even picked up audience awards. To date, it is still a favorite for those who like their gay romances playful, messy, and ultimately sincere. Picking up where Say Yes left off, Baby Steps follows Bo and Caden a year into their relationship as they're thrown a curveball from beyond the grave. Directed by Stuart Wade and a sequel to Say Yes, focusing on a gay couple, Bo and Caden, deciding whether to become parents using frozen eggs from their late friend. Lily had frozen her eggs before treatment. Suddenly, love isn't the only thing they're figuring out. Parenthood is on the table too. As an indie sequel, it leans into intimacy over spectacle. Audiences tend to appreciate the film's gentle humor and heartfelt approach to a rarely explored question in gay romance. What comes after happily together? Some love stories aren't loud. They don't need big confessions or dramatic moments. Sometimes they exist in silence. Silent Youth is a quiet, introspective romance, one that speaks through glances, through stillness, through everything left unsaid. We meet Marlowe, reserved, observant, living a life that feels distant, almost disconnected. He moves through the world quietly, listening more than speaking, watching more than acting. And in that silence, you can feel something missing. Then, he meets Kirill, different, curious, a presence that gently disrupts Marlowe's routine. Their connection doesn't begin with words. It begins with moments, sitting together, walking side by side, sharing space without needing to explain anything. That's what makes its happy ending feel so special. Because it's subtle, there's no grand declaration, no perfect resolution, but there is understanding, a quiet acceptance of what they feel, a willingness to stay. Silent Youth reminds us, not all love stories need words. Sometimes the quietest connections are the ones that stay with you the longest. Just a Question of Love is a deeply emotional romance, one that explores fear, identity, and the quiet strength it takes to finally be honest. We meet Laurent, a university student, smart, kind, and living a double life. On the surface, everything seems normal, but there's a truth he keeps hidden. Laurent is gay, and in his world, that truth feels dangerous, especially because of his family, a family shaped by rigid beliefs and a painful past that makes acceptance feel impossible. So Laurent hides. He pretends. He avoids anything that might reveal who he really is. Until he meets Cedric, confident, open, completely unapologetic about who he is. And from the very beginning, there's a connection, something real with Cedric. Laurent experiences something he's never allowed himself before. Their relationship grows, softly but powerfully, through shared moments, quiet understanding, and a love that feels genuine. And that's what makes this film such a powerful, happy ending story. Because the happiness here comes from courage. Just a Question of Love reminds us, love isn't just about being accepted by others. It's about accepting yourself and having the courage to live that truth. And that's a wrap on our list of feel-good gay romance movies where love actually wins. If you're not ready to leave this happy vibe just yet, I've already made another video on this exact theme, with even more heartwarming stories you don't want to miss. So make sure you check that out next. It'll be waiting for you on the screen. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, what movie made you believe in happy endings? See you in the next one.